Finally, The Rock has come back to complain about someone who left just like he did.
Come back home.
Austin can take his ball and go home. Anyway, before we get to the weigh-in, there's a lot of shite to get through, and this wasn't really a good Raw.
No, Raw's very hit and miss, I think.
Yeah, it's either great or
I mean, it's not bad, but it's more like, meh.
6-5 territory like this was.
Well, anyway, let's talk about it.
We kick off Rob Van Dam
King of the
versus
Ring quarterfinals. A decent opening match. Thought it was alright. X-Pac gets screwed by the five-time WCW champion player. Comes out, hits the book end on X-Pac, then RVD hits the 5-star frog splash, and he advances to the semi-finals, and he'll take on the winner of the SmackDown match between the Big Falboski and Chris Jericho.
So my money is on Van Dam Jericho then.
You'd think so, but I mean, who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Who knows? We cut backstage the NWO. We've got Michaels with Big Show with X-Pac. He's fuming. He's like, I want a piece of that 5-time WCW champion. But then Michaels like, we got something later on, player.
Every time I see G-Money on the screen, I just want to fucking die.
Fucking name money.
The Big Show.
There's insufficient funds in the bank account every time this guy's on the fucking screen.
Like, I don't want to bury the guy and say that it's nothing in his career was good. But I mean,
nothing was great.
You know, when I thought Big Show was, it is less like, probably his tag team run with Kane. That's when I thought, I don't really mind the guy here.
Even when he first joined and he was like even teaming with Taker, he didn't seem that fucking bad. His feud with Foley, I mean, even the stuff with Big Boss, man, it's like, it's the point where he was considered like a proper main eventer. I don't know, he was fucking shite. Like, no, the whole feud in 05 when it's like Angle against JBL and he's just fucked in there. It's like, why? I mean, like, who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit.
The guy single-handedly ruined ECW for me, like.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't watch an ECW without him taking up like 15 fucking minutes.
Well, it's the Big Show.
I mean, they must have been trying to purposely kill ECW by making him the champ. Anyway, this isn't a big show.
Talking about the Big Show. WWE Confidential. A Big Show about Austin leaving. They were hyping this up throughout the night. So McMahon comes out to hype it up a bit more. McMahon cuts like a 15-minute promo here. He wants Austin to come home, but not. It was like the 01 promo, but not scripted.
It's mad, like, most people leave and you just never hear them again. Austin leaves and it's like they're fucking begging.
He puts the beer down in the ring. He's like,
you'd have thought Austin was dead.
After WrestleMania, Stone Cold Steve Austin took a 2-week break, and then he came back. We give him the benefit of the doubt. He was burnt out. Well, so what? If he was burnt out, you just gave him fucking pish.
I know. I mean, I think Austin's even said it. He wishes he didn't do what he done, like, but it was shit, like, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
but see, to be fair, right? There's got to be blame on both sides. It is shit what he done, but he could have had the match against Hogan. He turned it down. And I don't think. Say it's Austin against Hogan. The Rock's not going to do what Austin did. I know The Rock can fuck off and go to Hollywood and he kind of does the same thing, but it's different. But I don't think The Rock would just completely walk out. I feel like with Austin, he kind of had a bone to pick, and he's like, I've went for top guy to like being jobbed out here.
Plus
the feud with Flair. I understand that to me that's worse than the stuff with Hall.
Plus they wanted to put Scott Hall over.
Did they?
Because they didn't want NWO losing.
Well, I get that.
Twice at Mania.
I get that to a degree, actually.
But Austin felt like it just made no sense for him to lose.
Should Rock not lose more to Hogan than Austin losing to Hall?
I would say so, but I think it's because they were basing like the Rock Hogan match like icon, and that was the big one that actually mattered.
And again, that boils back to the point of Austin's been fucked here.
It's like I'm trying to think. It's like Survivor Series or something. Say you've got the Raw Tag Team Champions versus the SmackDown Tag Team Champs, then you've got the Raw World Champ versus the SmackDown World Champ. That's like saying, if you give one brand one win each, it's level. It's not really, because the world titles mean more than the tag title.
It's all if, buts, and maybes. Point is, Austin's no here tonight. Well, he might not be, but McMahon basically saying the door is open for an Austin return. WWE will live on without Austin, just not very well, on life support.
Basically. But he basically admits here that Austin's the man, and
we're shite without him.
You know, he's the guy that started all this, and we wouldn't be here without him, and we need the old stuff.
See when people say that fucking what's that guy's name out Nash was burying? Will Ospreay.
Aye.
See when people say he's better than Austin or whatever, right? See if Will Ospreay left New Japan, well maybe they would do this sort of tribute show to him, but say Will Ospreay went to WWE for a year and he left. Or 5 years. Would the fuck be doing this? Basing a full thing around him walking it.
Would you bet your top rocker on McMahon not knowing who Will Ospreay is?
Fucking bet. I'll bet the whole fucking patch. I'll bet Mr. Mayhem. McMahon not knowing who Will Ospreay is.
Hey, anyway, I thought this was good, and they made it feel like a big deal. You know, Austin's gone. They may as well fucking do something. Drag it out for a couple more weeks. Put Austin's name through the mud. I mean, well, I think this is better than just pretending he didn't exist and move, like that's what everyone else gets that treatment.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Next up with Jeff Hardy versus Raven. These two are a match on Heat.
I think if Vince Russo was still here, this would be like drugs on a pole match.
It would be ecstasy on a pole match.
Anyway, Jeff Hardy wins.
Ozzy Osbourne referee.
Aye.
Yeah, but Raven needs to drop the bin bag of tire.
Aye, I like Raven, but
the bin bag of tires. I spy Jericho. I spy a fucking bin bag. That's what I spy. Right, Booker T's training for his match tonight. In comes Goldust with a weird disguise.
Yeah, he's like a English crooked teeth. Like
it is just the generic American portrayal of British people, despite the fact it's like Victorian London. You know,
I actually don't get it. I mean, I would say that British people have probably, on average, probably have better teeth than America because, like, you can get free dental, whereas everything in America like costs.
Dental care over here costs actually, isn't it?
Well, not if you don't work, like.
Which is a lot. Anyway,
no, but even if you do work, it's like.
Wait, so how's America work, right? Totally off topic, but say you're American and you're on welfare, do you still have to pay for your hospital or no? Is that why America's fucked that way? Or would you get your hospital bills paid for you?
No, I think you'd need to pay for it.
That's mad. That's the way it fucking should be.
All I know is if we go to the hospital, I mean, there's... If we... I spent a couple of nights in the hospital. A couple of nights in America would put you back a few grand.
Would you fuck
It's like, what? It's like, remember an ambulance? Hey, let me out, I can't afford this. Breaking Bad? Like, that, fucking, you go to the hospital and you take up a bed for the night, like, and you're a couple of G's down, G money.
But see, to be fair, see that, it offers a far more efficient service.
It does, that is the thing, like, apparently, like, if you're paying for it, like, you're getting better quality. You do have that option in here, it's like, going private.
Exactly. Anyway though, going private, does Booker T and Goldust want to go private backstage? Probably. Goldust, not so much. Booker. Can you dig that, sucker?
I mean, Booker T Goldust, I think, has to be one of the most underrated tag teams of all time.
Definitely, and the best is still yet to come.
Although, I think the best one's that one where they meet and, like, the Booker T's getting, like, the slush puppy or whatever, it's the sugar soaker or whatever.
Aye.
And Goldust has got the big fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
And he says, let me take a slurp of your slurpee and I'll give you a bite of my wiener.
Woo!
Oh, fuck, I might actually go and rewatch that. Anyway, up next, we have Coachman asking Molly what she thinks about Trish commenting on her ass, and
junk in your trunk, bitch.
Coachman says, makes a joke about Molly being the butt of the jokes, and then Molly slaps him, and the King's like, oh, yeah. It was an okay segment. Then we see Paul Heyman. I mean, for me, I think this is an iconic scene.
I brought Lesnar staring down the NWO.
Yeah, you have like Paul Heyman coming in and saying,
very watered down, weird NWO like that.
Yeah, he's asking, the NWO not to get involved tonight, and X-Pac's like, who are you coming in here and asking us? And then Paul Heyman's like, well, I was asking nicely, now I'm telling you. And he gets in X-Pac's face, and X-Pac's like kind of squaring up with Heyman in the next minute. Brock. Oh, but HBK's there, and you've got Brock staring down X-Pac, then he stares down HBK, but then you get big fucking Kevin Nash who just appears, and all of a sudden Brock's breaking his neck to look up on him, and then the camera pans out, and you've got like Big Show, G-Money fucking, glancing over the top.
No, we don't want Brock Big Show, we want Brock Michael, even Brock Nash.
Yeah. I mean, we get enough of Brock Big Show in about 4 months' time, for fuck's sake.
I know.
Spoiler alert, Paul Heyman turning his back on Brock Lesnar to go with the Big Show has to be the worst decision in wrestling
It's
history.
the only guy you can't beat. The fucking jobber who's been jobbing out for years.
The only guy you can't beat. Brock Lesnar's never lost, but the only guy you can't beat is the guy that can't beat anybody. I mean, holy fucking shit.
I know.
No, remember that period? Was it in 2000? Big Show was losing to everybody.
Yeah, and he was coming out doing the Hogan impersonations.
I remember he came out with the fucking diapers on.
I know.
What the fuck?
Anyway, Christopher Nowinski. Up next, the only Harvard graduate in WWE takes on Spike Dudley.
Graduate,
That's what I said.
okay.
What do you think I said?
Like graduate or something?
Graduate.
Let's just throw the line here before we embarrass ourselves.
Spike Dudley, former teacher.
Oh wait, we're on the match of the segment.
The match and then
Alright,
the
the
segment.
match, alright. Christopher,
The segment's after Flair, mate.
basically Christopher Nowinski just beat Spike Dudley. Is that it? Anything else to say?
He
here?
starts in his like suit and trousers, and by the time the match ends, he's in his fucking boxers. Or what's
No,
going on?
Spike Dudley, I think he's a good hand. As GR would say, he can sell, and I mean, I look at Spike Dudley, and I like Spike. The guy just seems like a really good person to have. Then I look at Darby Allin, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I think the Spike put people.
He's got the name fucking Dudley in his name. That's all you need to know.
You know, Spike Dudley versus Mike Austin was, no pun intended, awesome. Like, I mean,
Spike Dudley ripped up Austin's petition. What the fuck's Darby Allin ever done?
I'm not going to let you disrespect my girlfriend. Shut up, brother runt. Sign the damn contract. Get your bimbo. Sign it too. That was great, that episode.
It was.
Austin even visited Big Show in the shitter. That's how desperate he was to get that triple threat match.
I know.
Fuck me.
And talking about that triple threat match, Benoit's still holding a grudge from when Austin broke his freaking neck. Plug that laptop in. Lead over there, sir. But anyway, Ric Flair comes out, basically says he's got one more run left in him because the owner run didn't go so well. So in come Guerrero and Benoit. And you're thinking at this point, are we going to see like the formation here of the Four Horsemen? Would you have took the Four Horsemen, or do you think at this point, nah?
Is this like a Latino version of the Four Horsemen?
No, well, Guerrero was in it, was he not?
No, Benoit was in it, like.
Well, anyway, right. So you've got Arn Anderson on the basically on the show. I know he's not there anymore, right? But you've got Benoit, Flair. Why not add Guerrero? I mean, Guerrero's better than fucking. Guerrero's better than Perfect or Pillman. It just is what it fucking is. Or any of the other guys in the 80s,
I think
man.
Perfect's overrated, like.
And plus, they just had Perfect, so if you really fucking wanted him in it, you could have. But yeah, basically they bury Flair, and then they just batter him. Figure 4. This was just weird.
I also think MVP was better at basketball than Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, so do I, but I feel like here, there's still elements of Flair. He's not really got it back. He's not got the mojo
Nah,
back.
he's pish, ain't he? Like, I mean,
And then, like, Guerrero says... What was
he's
it?
burying him, and
Guerrero says, your last run will suck like your ownership, and then King's
your
like...
ownership run, you're the head
And then King goes, oh... like it was a sick burn, but he's like burying the burn at the same time.
But then, I don't know, then was it Benoit or Flair said something, and King, like, buried it again?
Oh, King's the fucking man.
This wasn't a great segment, like, it fucking wasn't.
Tommy, a great segment. McMahon's on the phone. His man, Tony, is at the airport. And he's, some guy get off. It's the guy they're all expecting. Christopher Winsky walks in, basically says, McMahon, do you know I'm the only Harvard guy here? And McMahon's like...
Then he asks, and Nowinski says to him, I'm sure you graduated from Harvard, and McMahon's like,
East Virginia, actually.
Must be some shithole.
Why does it fucking matter?
I know, McMahon.
Look, McMahon's a billionaire, mate, and you're pissed, so fucking know your role.
McMahon's a billionaire, and you're going to be concussed in 6 months and out of a job, so I mean...
Exactly, so what's your point here? But aye, basically says that Stone Cold...
Sure, he tried to sue McMahon, that's actually weird.
I know. Stone Cold's on his way though, isn't he?
I would have thought with his Harvard education he would have maybe won that, but...
There you have it. But anyway, Stone Cold's on his way, or is he?
We'll find out later tonight.
And anyway,
McMahon preps the security team, the camera crew. When he gets here, let him in, you let him speak, you document it. We gotta let Austin in, damn it. Alright, so Austin... whole show basically revolving around a guy that they know ain't turning up.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. We've got Trish Stratus and D'Lo Brown defeating Crash Holly and Mighty Molly.
Not a lot to see here. Trish took a weird bump off the apron and looked like
died.
she fucking broke her neck on the announce table.
Tom with broken neck, so Lita's up next. She checks in for NYC. Just a very
Fucking awkward promo. She done this thing with her eyes where she was like constantly looking around her, and then like she says she said she was worried about Matt Hardy, then rolled her eyes, and I'm thinking, fuck me, is Edge sleeping with her already here? This was weird. This was. I like this was fucking horrendous.
Do you think it would be funny if Edge did that thing with Matt Hardy, but with Kurt Angle? And it's like, I slept with your wife. It's the fuck he's holding up the fucking... Or that'd be too much. But imagine he didn't know about it.
Okay.
That'd been fucking brilliant. Right, anyway, Jackie appears, she's from SmackDown, but she's on Raw. And
she says to McMahon she appeared on SmackDown, but she thinks she's more of a Raw girl. Then McMahon's like, oh, I want to see Jackie Raw. And
King's like, Jackie Raw, boy!
And then he says if you compete in the next... I don't know when this thing's happening, because it's not happening on SmackDown and it's happening before Raw. I guess they're having some sort of weekend show. I don't know. Some...
Undressed. Raw undressed. Maybe it's happening on Hater Philosophy, I don't know.
Lingerie undressed or something like that. And if she competes in that, McMahon says, why not come in Raw and show me like what you look like and all that stuff. And then she says, I'm going to be your perfect Raw girl or something. I proved you I'm her... I mean, McMahon, you know, just classic McMahon, really. So it's
damn right. We cut backstage.
I think Jackie Gator looks weird though. I mean,
yeah, she's probably about 23 here, but she looks about 40. Plastic, very plastic. But Undertaker, he's no plastic. He's backstage. He's riding through the fucking corridors.
You know what? I've always thought Candice Michelle looked very old as well.
What age is she now?
No, I don't know, but I mean when she was like first in the company.
Like 15, 17 years ago. Well, some people do, some people don't. That's just the way it is, isn't it?
Alright, okay.
We move on, like, any other thoughts, brother?
No, really. Right, Undertaker, Matt Hardy. Before this happens, we just see Undertaker storming down the fucking hallway on a bike, coming through a door. Just mad to think the Undertaker's backstage, so like keep rolling, keep, you know what I mean, running about in his motorcycle. So yeah, gets to the ring, faces Matt Hardy. Lita was right to be worried because he beats Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy comes out, it's 2-on-1. The referee's down. Raven comes out, of all people, evens up the odds, still wearing that bin bag. Thought Undertaker was going to fucking choke him out with the bin bag. Raven handcuffs Jeff Hardy. Undertaker beats up Jeff Hardy to the ropes, and then Raven pins down Matt, and that's pretty much it. Dead man walking. Then Taker goes to the back. He says, "I'm gonna." What's he says to Terry Runnels? I'm gonna keep.
The game better bring his A game.
He said, "I'm gonna keep it short and." Was it sweet or simple?
Simple.
Short and simple, and he says, "You've got the short part covered." Fair enough, but I mean, it was the dig at Terry being short. Really, I mean, it's not right.
I don't know if it was a dig. Was it more of just fucking
fact? I mean, I can understand burying Molly Holly's ass because that's like the it thing at the moment. But all right, Terry Runnels is short. And what?
Most people are compared to you, mate.
Yeah.
So, what's your point? But anyway, McMahon's backstage. He's getting his crew ready, right? Austin's coming, man. Let's get sorted. Paul Heyman then talks to Earl Hebner, says, right, you're the senior official, and me and Brock respect you. You're really good. You're the best we've got. And we need you to do your job tonight. He's like, tucking in his wee referee shirt and all this, and then Hebner says to Heyman, I don't tell you how to do your job, you don't tell me how to do mine. And he like tries to fix Heyman's fucking shirt and then walks off. Heyman turns round, Booker T's there. Booker's like, yeah, don't need to worry about anybody helping me tonight. All you need to worry about me is kicking your rookie's bitch ass. Now can you dig that, sucker? And then he walks away and comes back, sucker. I mean, it was alright. Like, it is what it is. Next up, we've got the match, and it's a good match. We've got the NWO on commentary.
Wait, with the new name, same attitude with it. Like
the WWF got cut off. The F got cut off.
Yeah, basically it was like a boob job kind of reduction. Obviously, the F, is bigger, and then she says, I need a reduction, and then to get the reduction, and the F's gone, so it's smaller. Again, I mean, pretty funny. I like these wee things.
I like these wee things, but can we really factor that into the rating of the show? I don't mind mentioning them, but
No, probably not. Like, but I mean,
it is what it is. NWO though, on commentary, Michaels drugged out, X-Pac drugged out, Nash red wined out, and who's the other member? Big Show bored out. So, that's what it is. Michael's just talking about
it's just random pish. Oh, gimmick infringement. Get your own moves, Booker. And he's like fucking burying JR the entire time, like mocking JR, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not convinced. You telling me 24 hours ago Michaels was at church?
I know. What I should. He couldn't do Wednesdays or what SmackDown because it fell on fucking church day.
Aye, dead on. Absolutely dead
it fell
on.
on the fucking day your drug deal was in town, son. That's about it.
Goldust came down, stood at ringside while the NWO pretty much cost Booker T the match. Goldust didn't do anything. Didn't make much sense. Then he gets in the ring after the match and gets beat up by the new NWO. And then the NWO chokeslam Booker T, and that's it. They pose. Michaels wants to leave over the top rope, but he can't. He gets Big Show to pull it down. Then he leaves the ring like he's Big Show and Ash.
Aye. Sergeant Slaughter though, backstage says, right McMahon.
Tony's here.
Tony's here. McMahon heads out. Tony comes out. McMahon gets a beer ready. Turns out it's no Austin. He's like, you've been following someone that ain't Austin? Who is he? Who is he? Can you smell what the Rock is? It's not even that song, but you know what I'm going with? It's the Rock.
Just imagine though, right? They advertise Austin all night. It's not Austin. The Rock's not there, and then they bring out Will Ospreay, and the crowd goes mad.
Aye, they do go mad.
Aye.
Not in a good way. They get their fucking
Refund!
guns.
Bastard. Anyway, right, Rock comes out, basically says he buries Austin, says he didn't come back to speak to McMahon, gets McMahon to leave, chucks Austin's beer up the ramp, says that Austin, took his ball and went home. Austin doesn't want to be here. Anytime the Rock's here, he looks in the locker room, he sees guys that want to be here. And this sounded like a very current day 2022 promo where someone's, oh, the boys in the back, we all work hard, we deserve better, we deserve a push. It sounded pish.
And see at this stage, is The Rock really one of the boys in the back?
It's just, I do find it hypocritical. He's burying Austin for going home, yet, I mean, The Rock literally will leave the company in less than a year.
But he's, at this point right now, he's left the company. When was the last time The Rock was actually on SmackDown? We are talking near...
I think 2 weeks. I think he was on the second show after the brand split.
So there you have it. So it's near 2 months ago. Basically around 2 months ago. And he wasn't scheduled back until the 11th of July. So therefore it would have been about 3 months.
Yep. So I think he was filming The Walking Tall or something like that. Don't know.
And then, like, after Mania 20, he doesn't appear till, like, 2011.
Yeah. But, Austin took his ball and went home.
And it's a weird one. It's like almost like McMahon got The Rock to say what he wanted to say, but he couldn't say it. Maybe because he's a heel character and he couldn't be like, oh, the guy's in the back. Or maybe he couldn't bring himself to bury Austin.
I know, but I didn't like that for The Rock. It sounded very current day, like breaking kayfabe. You know what I mean? Like, why is The Rock putting guys over in the back?
Yeah, but it's literally The Rock just came back to have a go at Austin.
Yeah, but the NWO aren't supposed to be working hard backstage. I mean, you can debate whether they are or not. They're supposed to be bastards. I mean, Undertaker's not supposed to be working hard. He's supposed to be big evil.
I know. No, I do get you. Like,
I think it's different if The Rock, you see him backstage and he's interacting with Maven.
Aye, he's like in the good guy bit.
Yeah, and The Rock's a face and he's putting over Maven like, Maven, you're working hard there with your monobrow. You deserve a title shot. I mean, that's okay, but The Rock coming out and pandering and, all the boys in the back. To me, that sounds like a lot of promos we've heard in the last 10 years in wrestling. I don't like it.
Yeah, it was good seeing The Rock, like.
It was good, but I mean, he didn't really do much, did he? He just kind of said, Austin went home, I'm back.
I'll be at the King of the Ring.
And that's it, good night.
Yeah.
Didn't even drink the fucking beer.
It just seems weird. They got The Rock back just to say this.
Yeah. So, who knows what's happening at King of the Ring? King of the Ring?
King of the Ring?
King of the Ring? I don't know. I can't really remember The Rock at King of the Ring, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, time to rate the show. I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it a 5 because there was nothing overly fucking good about it.
There was no match that I thought was great. I mean, I'm trying to think what the best match was. And there was no promo or segment that I thought was great. Best match was probably the opener.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably.
You disagree?
Not bad, yeah. I mean, I liked Lesnar Booker T, but I don't think it was a better match. I feel like it's a spectacle, like the NWO being there and shit. Gold dust. But you know what? Everything with McMahon was like carrying the show. And the Flair promo was off. It just wasn't that good, guys. It's a 5. The Rock returns. Austin went home. King of the Ring.
Even
Up
Taker's
next.
promo with Terry, it was like he was talking about, oh, Triple H thinks he's the game, but I'm the champion, so that means I'm better, and it's... that sounded like today's shit.
Just weird. Anyway, we're giving it a 5.
Aye, 5 for me.
Okay, till next time. Peace.